Hey guys, Appalachian Knife Reviews back with a new video. I got a question for you guys today, something that's been on my mind, and I want to see what you guys think about it. I've kind of been thinking about this ever since I posted my Temu knife video, and let's have a conversation. So I want to lay down a little bit of ground rules here. First thing is, I don't think anybody's wrong in the comments for feeling how you feel when we broach this topic. And I want to hear what you guys think because, again, this is something I'm trying to grapple with myself. So, as you see right here, we have two Kershaw Iridium knives. One of them I bought from Kershaw, or, well, actually I bought it from Amazon, but come from Kershaw. And then the other one I bought from Temu. So if you watch my Temu video, and it'll be linked down in the description if you want to go back and watch it. Basically, I made a hour-long video about a bunch of knives I bought on Temu. Basically, I said I bought a bunch of knives on Temu so you don't have to. So this is kind of piggybacking off of that. That knife I showed in that video, and I mean, if you look just sitting here, they look pretty identical. Here's the question I want to ask you guys today. What is the difference between buying a Chinese knife from Amazon or directly from Kershaw's website versus buying a Chinese knife directly from China? Now, let's talk about the obvious things. The obvious things is you're taking money from Kershaw when you're bypassing them and going straight to China. Now, I know in this day and age, there's a lot of people freaking out about big business being greedy and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to have that kind of war in the comments. Please, let's not do that. But that would be one of them, right? One of the things is, you know, there are people in America, people in the USA that are working for Kershaw. And essentially that does take money from Kershaw, which may take money from them. But it's not a USA-made knife. It is a China-made knife. Now, this argument goes completely out the window if we're talking about an American-made Kershaw like the Livewire or their the Launch series. So I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about buying a American-made knife versus buying a Chinese knockoff. We know that's a completely different conversation, and I 100% agree with you guys as far as buying a knockoff versus the American-made. So that's not what this conversation's about. It's specifically about buying a Chinese knife from a company versus buying a Chinese knife directly from, you know, like Temu, Wish, AliExpress, Alibaba, whatever. So I want to know, what's the difference? So I think the first thing we're going to have to talk about is quality control, right? I mean, I want to say, what is the Iridium? Like a $50, $60 knife? And I want to say I paid $20 for this one. So it's going to be a little bit cheaper. I would imagine the quality control on a knife like this is going to be better than me just buying one off of Temu. However, how good is the quality control going to be on a $50 knife? Now, I don't know the answer to that, so that's why I'm asking you guys this question. You know, are they really putting a lot of quality control in a Chinese knife that they're putting out on their website? Sure, I mean, they're going to make sure there's no scratches or imperfections and stuff like that. But are they going to do the kind of quality control they would do like on a Livewire or one of the Launch series? I'm not attacking Kershaw at all, and I don't want anybody to think that I'm attacking Kershaw. I really like my Kershaw knives. I bought this Iridium myself for Christmas last year. It is a fantastic knife. I love this knife. I'm going to continue purchasing Kershaw. I do have some Kershaw knockoffs, obviously. I do have some real deal Kershaws, which I plan on buying more. The Kershaw Livewire is on my list of knives to buy. I just haven't got around to it. So my question goes back to, what's the difference? If a guy spends $50 on the real one or the $20 on the fake one, I'm kind of, I don't want to use the word struggling to understand, because I understand. I just want to know what you guys think when it comes to this specific scenario. Now, the only reason why I used my Kershaw's is Kershaw was the only knives where I had the actual real deal versus the Chinese clone or Chinese knockoff. And I don't believe that this is, at first I thought Kershaw knives, where they're made in China, I thought it was just, they ran a bunch of extras on the assembly line, and the extras got sold on websites like Temu, as opposed to being sold through the Kershaw website or through Amazon. But I do believe there's some differences in these knives. I could be wrong. It might be the real deal, just an extra ran off of the manufacturer. But do you guys get where I'm coming with this? I want to know what you think about buying a Chinese version of a knife as opposed to paying more and getting a Chinese version of the knife. I'm not always real good with putting my thoughts to word or to video, but I think you get where I'm coming with from this. Let's take a look real quick. Let's see if they weigh the same. So what does the knockoff weigh? The knockoff weighs 91.38 grams. Oh, okay. So the real one actually weighs about 4 grams, 4.5 grams more than the knockoff does. That's interesting. To feel it in your hands, you can't really tell a difference. Your measurements, from all of this stuff is basically the same. Now, this blade doesn't look like it sticks out as far here as this does, but I believe it's an optical illusion, just where you can see how the grind is right here, and you can't see it on the black blade. So down in the comments, guys, let me know, what's the big difference between buying a Chinese knife directly from the manufacturer versus buying a Chinese knife from a knockoff website? That's ultimately what I'm trying to get to. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I have got some other videos where comparing the American made versus the Chinese made. That's very evident why you don't want to do that. But this right here, man, I can't really tell. I can't really tell a difference. I mean, this one might be a little bit smoother, but I mean, it feels exactly the same to me. And I can't see a difference, and I don't know where I could justify paying the extra for this knife, other than just saying, hey, I bought it because is Kershaw even an American-owned company? I know on their website it says things are... What does it say? Because I looked up this knife specifically. It says manufactured in China, but engineered and designed in the USA. So I don't know. You guys let me know. And again, I'm not advocating to tell you to go out and buy a bunch of knockoff stuff. That's not what I'm doing. We want to support American jobs and things of that nature. And that's why, if you can buy American, buy American. The American-made knives that I've had, here's one laying right here. I've got a Spyderco. I've got plenty of Benchmades. That stuff is made in America, and it's important to support American-made stuff. But man, it's getting really expensive, especially if you're into knives. And I like the full gambit. I've got some stuff that's $9 all the way up to, I think my most expensive knife is like $250. That's the most I've spent on a knife so far. Not saying I won't spend more eventually, but that's really kind of been my $250 for a knife, is where I get to that line where I'm like, I don't know. Now, I have firearms and stuff that I've spent thousands of dollars more. But you guys get where I'm saying. $250 is, so far, has kind of been my cutoff to where I get to where it's kind of pushing the edge on, is this really worth paying the extra money over $250? But anyways, down in the comments, let me know, what is the difference between buying a Chinese knife straight from the company or buying the Chinese knife that looks exactly the same, does exactly the same on a knockoff website? You guys let me know in the comments. Hope this video helped you in some way, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.